what is more important to a firm like us is the value of understanding cycles. Multiple times in the last 1 year, I've made a statement saying that we are in an inflationary cycle. And the more data points that come out, the more this corroborates that we certainly seem to be in an inflationary cycle in India and globally as well. Now, why is this important to contextualize? Is inflationary cycles are always good for equities, hard assets, gold, real estate. So once one can contextualize this, positioning portfolios become that much more important. Generally, when we talk about portfolio construction, you're talking about three decision-making broad contexts that one needs to look at. A, what is the company to buy? B, what is the exposure to look at, which is in terms of how do you position size? And finally, how much do you deploy at a portfolio level in terms of maintaining cash? These three will ultimately determine your ability to outperform over cycles. Now, one of the aspects of cycles is even a country like India goes through significant cycles where certain sectors tend to outperform and certain so-called structural sectors that we believe today also tend to underperform. For example, I always say this, a good business in a bad cycle does not mean you generate returns. What do I mean by this statement, right? Let's take one great business in the consumer space, Asian Paints, which has given phenomenal returns between 10 and 21 at almost 28% IRR. But 2000 to 2010 was not a consumer cycle, and Asian Paints was still a great business even back then, generated a 2% IRR over 10 years. One of the portfolio companies that we own, where we have a reasonable overweight, is ABB. ABB also went through similar cycles. 2000 to 2010, ABB generated a 32% IRR. The same ABB in 2010 to 21 environment generated a negative 2% IRR. Company didn't change, the cycle changed. So 2000 to 2010 was an inflationary cycle. 2010 to 2021 was a deflationary cycle. I'm not talking about India, I'm talking about globally. So certain cycles favor certain sectors, and it's important for us to get our positioning right. So it's just not talking about this is a business, long term will all make money. That's good. But end of the day, unless and until we position towards the right cycle, it's not going to make a value accretive difference to the bottom line of the portfolio.